Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be working with the sort method. And basically, the sort method, as the name implies, is used for sorting the elements of an array. By default, it converts elements into strings and sorts them based on the Unicode code point. It can also be customized with a compare function to achieve specific sorting criteria. Well, that's the definition, but let's look at an example and let me explain how this sort method actually works. I'll give you the first example, and after that I will give you a much more complex example whereby we use the compare function to actually return the objects inside our array based on a condition. So to get started, I will create a variable and I will call it sort method, just like that, and I will assign it to an array, and this array is going to be random numbers, okay, like that. 8. And now I want to use my sort method. So now let me log this item to the console in order to see what we're getting as the result. Let me navigate to the console and then refresh the web page. And now you can see we have 1, 10, 30, 7, 8, and 9. So basically, these items are not aligned as what we are seeing right here. And again, it didn't follow a normal ascending order. So what happened? Just like I told you, the sort method converts elements into strings and sorts them based on the Unicode code point. So what happened right here is that the sort methods return these elements based on the Unicode code point. And that is not what we want. Let's say we want to return all these numbers in ascending order. Of course, we can actually do that. So what we need to do is to use the compare function and then provide our condition that this is what we want to get in our array. To do that, let me just pass in our callback function, which is going to be our compare function. And in here, I'll have my parameters A and B. You can actually name it anything, but most of the time people do use A and B to compare the elements. So now, the next thing to do is to have my curly brackets in place. And now what do we want to do? We want to return all the elements and we'll compare them by A and B. That's all we need to do. If the compare function returns a negative value after comparing A minus B, it means that A should come before B in the sorted order. If the compare function returns a positive value, for example, B minus A, it means B should come before A in the sorted order. So the first example is going to give us the element in ascending order, because the first element is always going to return a negative value. Now, if I refresh my web page, you can see that we have 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 30. So by default, in order for me to repeat myself, by default, the sort method is going to convert your elements into strings and sort them based on the Unicode code points. That might not be the result that you're looking for, but the sort method is going to give you something. But if you really want to manipulate the array based on your own interest, you can use the compare function to achieve that specific sorting criteria, just like we did right here. We wanted to return all the elements in ascending order. So that is why we go with return A minus B, which is to compare. If you want to align these items in descending order, Well, guess what? What can we do? We just return b minus a. And all the items inside our array is going to be aligned in descending order, as you can see. And basically, that's how the sort method works. So now, let me show you the second example. And this one is going to be to sort the objects inside our array based on their age. Okay, so we're going to use the compare function. And to get started, I'll create a variable called sort users. That is going to be my variable name. Then I will assign it to our users array. And then we will use the sort method. So in here, we need to pass in our callback function, which is the compute function. And now we'll pass in my parameter. So now what do we want to do? I want to return a.age, which is going to grab the first element that I really want to compare with the second element that we are going to compare it with, which is b.age. So now, if we log this item to the console, let's go with console.log sort users, like that, and then refresh my web page. And then you can see we have 4 objects inside our array. And then we are able to align those objects in ascending order. We were able to do that by selecting your age and then compute it. That is why we have our items right here. So in our original array, you can see that the first item right here is not what we are seeing right here. And that's basically, we are able to get this result by using the compare function. And guys, I think that's how the sort method works. If you really want to learn more, make sure that you practice, because we discover a lot of things by actually practicing yourself. And it is very important for you to practice, because that's how we learn. That's how you will improve. So with that being said, guys, this is our tutorial. I hope you learned something. If you do, make sure that you stay updated and never miss a day. Okay guys, I'll see you in our next tutorial.